Many drivers of performance cars want the handling of an ultra-high performance tire to help them enjoy the sporty nature of their car during the summer months, but also need that same tire to provide some level of winter mobility. Sometimes described as the jack of all trades but master of none, ultra-high performance all-season tire designs traditionally give up some level of dry and wet traction to provide capability in winter's slush and light snow. The tread design and compound characteristics that work best in summer's dry and wet conditions aren't well suited to providing winter traction. Well, Michelin wants to change the game and minimize the seasonal performance trade-offs with their newest ultra-high performance all-season tire design, the Pilot Sport AS3. Packed with technology and lessons learned from other successful performance tires like the Pilot Super Sport, this tire is designed to blend dry and wet traction levels approaching that of dedicated summer performance tires while also maintaining winter weather capability. So to find out if Michelin can really raise the performance bar, we're comparing the Pilot Sport AS3 to the top 3 tires in the ultra-high performance all-season category. The Bridgestone Potenza RE970 AS pole position, which is top rated in our consumer survey for dry handling. Also the Goodyear Eagle F1 Asymmetric all-season, which has the highest consumer ratings for wet traction. And the Continental Extreme Contact DWS, which leads the survey for winter weather capability. To start things off, I'm driving on the Bridgestone Potenza RE970 AS pole position. Like the rest of the team, I really like the handling of this tire. It has a nice balance between the steering effort and responsiveness. The tread noise is minimal, and it does a good job coping with the small and medium-sized bumps, but can be just a little bit firm over the larger bumps, but even those aren't too bad. Here on the track in dry conditions, this tire doesn't have the ultimate grip to match the speed of the Michelin tire, but the overall composure and balance is quite good. And in the wet, overall traction is reasonable, and again this tire is very easy to control at the limit. Now I'm driving on the Continental Extreme Contact DWS. And compared to the other tires in our test, this one has noticeably slower steering response, and it can be a little bit non-linear in how it responds to bigger inputs. The payback comes in the form of better ride quality than the other tires, however. It also produces minimal tread and impact noise, and just a little bit of a drone on smooth asphalt surfaces. And here on the track, this tire has good overall traction and predictability, but its more aggressive tread pattern that we know helps it in the snow limits how much precision and stability it has during hard maneuvers. And in the wet, traction is pretty good, but this tire doesn't have the handling precision and ultimate cornering power to match the other 3 tires. Now I'm driving on the Goodyear Eagle F1 Asymmetric all season, and if you like a tire with crisp steering response, this is definitely one to consider. It has very quick initial steering response, and it makes it feel almost a little bit too eager sometimes when you're making small corrections. Rolling along the road, it does generate just a bit more tread and impact noise than the others, and the ride is just a little bit firmer than the Bridgestone tire. From behind the wheel, this tire feels like it has plenty of ultimate grip, but it's just a little bit harder than the others to balance at the limit. And in wet conditions, the overall grip of this tire is very good, but again, it doesn't have the composure of the Michelin and Bridgestone tires. And finally, I'm driving in the car with the Michelin Pilot Sport AS3 tires. And this tire delivers the best overall handling of the group, feeling very responsive. And it really has much of the characteristic directness of a performance summer tire, rather than the subtle imprecision of a typical performance all-season tire. The ride quality is reasonable, but it does let a bit more of the road's imperfections find their way through to the driver. And it's here on the track where this tire really stands out from the others, with excellent precision, traction, and very good handling at the limit. And in the wet, this tire is really a standout with a clear advantage in overall traction, stability, and predictability during the abrupt maneuvers of our course. Looking back through our test history reveals just how far the ultimate handling capability of today's best ultra-high performance all-season tires has come. And the overall levels of refinement out on the road and impressive levels of dry and wet traction among this group means any one of these 4 tires can help you make the most of your performance car. Michelin has reset the performance standard for an all-season tire with their Pilot Sport AS3, which delivers impressive handling in both dry and wet conditions. In the coming months, we'll get a chance to test its snow and ice traction to see if there's any trade-off made in winter performance. The Bridgestone Potenza RE970 AS pole position is a pleasure to drive out on the road with a satisfying feeling in the steering wheel and good handling in both dry and wet conditions. The Continental Extreme Contact DWS doesn't quite have the nimble feel of the others, but it offers good ride quality and reasonable handling along with good overall traction. And the Goodyear Eagle F1 Asymmetric All-Season has a very distinct personality and is well suited to the driver wanting crisp steering response and very good dry and wet traction. As we compare tires side by side, we find each tire has its own personality. It's not as simple as choosing between good and bad. So as you view our test results, it's important to focus on your priorities and what fits best with how, where, and what you drive. And be sure to go to TireRack.com for our complete test report and to learn more about the tires featured in this test.